Mr. Burke is Berserk. Chapter 8, Gilver. When I got to school the next day, the front door was locked. I went around to the playground and it was filled with teachers. They were digging holes with shovels, pickaxes, and all kinds of mining equipment. I met up with the guys and Alexa. Miss Rupee came by on a donkey. "Where'd you get that donkey?" asked Alexa. Alexa asked her. "It's not a donkey," Miss Rupee said. "It's a burro. His name's Jose." "Where'd you get that burro?" Michael asked. "From Rent-A-Burro," she said. "You can rent anything." As we got closer, we saw the weirdest thing in the history of the world. Mr. Mackey, Mr. Burke, Mr. Docker, Officer Spence all had long beards on their faces. None of them had beards the day before. "How did you grow a beard so fast?" asked Ryan. Ryan asked Mr. Mackey. "It's the gold fever," he replied, a crazy look in his eyes. "It does that to a man." We sat and we watched the teachers digging. They were all shouting "Yeehaw" and calling each other partner. That's when annoying Andrea and Emily came over. "This is terrible," Andrea said. "The teacher should be inside the school helping us learn, not out here digging for gold." "That's right," said Emily. "What is their problem? Can you possibly be more boring?" asked Alexa. "Yeah, take a chill pill," I told Andrea. "We get a day off from school." Mr. Burke seemed to know a lot about gold mining, and he was telling the teachers where to dig and what to do. "I reckon we need to dig a deeper hole to get to the gold," he told them. "Fetch me a dynamite, fellers." "They're going to blow a hole in the playground?" asked Andrea. "That sounds dangerous. Is violence really necessary?" "What do violins have to do with this?" I asked. "Not violins, Arlo. Violins." Mr. Burke and Mr. Mackey dug a deep hole where the monkey bars used to be and put sticks of dynamite in there, and then they stretched a wire from the hole to the other end of the playground. "Y'all cover your ears now," Mr. Burke hollered, and then he yelled, "Fire in the hole!" and he pushed down on the handle thing that looked like a bicycle pump. We all covered our ears. Boom! There was a huge blast. Rocks and dirt went flying all over the place. It was awesome. And we got to see it live and in person. You should have been there. "Wow," we all said, which is Mom upside down. Blowing stuff up is cool. There should be a TV channel that shows nothing but stuff being blown up all day long. The explosion blew a giant hole in the ground. The teachers ran over yelling, "Yeehaw!" and they climbed into the hole with their shovels and picks. "You kids want to come down into the mine with me and poke around?" Mr. Burke asked us. "Yeah," said me and the guys and Alexa. "I don't want to get my school clothes dirty," said Andrea. "Me either," said Emily. "Can you possibly be more boring?" asked Alexa. The rest of us climbed into the mine with Mr. Burke. It was dark down there, but some of the teachers had lights on their helmets so we could see. They were digging for a long time, but nobody found any gold, and then Mr. Burke suddenly hit something sharp with his shovel. I think I found something," he said. "Is it gold?" I asked. "No." "Is it silver?" asked Alexa. "No," Mr. Burke said as he looked at the shiny thing in his hand. "It's even more valuable than gold and silver. It's Gilver." "Gilver?" asked Ryan. "I never heard of Gilver. What's Gilver?" asked Neil the nude kid. "Gilver is a combination of gold and silver," Mr. Burke said excitedly. "Yeehaw!" shouted Mr. Mackey. "It's more valuable than gold. It's more valuable than silver. It's Gilver! Gilver! Gilver!" In case you were wondering, all the teachers were shouting Gilver. "This place is filled with this stuff," said Mr. Burke. "It's a bonanza." "We hit pay dirt," shouted Mr. Mackey, jumping up and down, clicking his heels together. "There must be millions of dollars worth of Gilver down here." "Billions," shouted Miss Small. "Trillions," shouted Mr. Granite. "Do you have any idea what that means for our school?" said Miss Jaffe. "We can bring back the art and music programs. We can buy new computers and smartboards for every classroom," shouted Mrs. Yonkers. "We can turn the water fountains back on," shouted Miss Leakey. "We can buy toilet paper for the bathrooms," shouted Miss Lazar. "Yeehaw!" the rest of the teachers shouted. All our problems were solved.